In this video, I'm breaking down Drake's signature swag and showing you exactly how to make a beat in his style. Drake recently dropped a massive trilogy, and every single album has a completely different vibe and sound. Let's look into the core features of each project and see what makes their sound so special. The ICEMAN album is unique because it's the centerpiece of the trilogy that Drake released right after his long-running beefs. Unlike the smooth dance or R&B vibes of the other records, this album focuses strictly on energy and rhythm. Musically, it's a dark, atmospheric trap album with heavy beats. The producers took old, slowed-down samples and paired them with very hard-hitting drums. They rolled off the high frequencies, leaving a thick, booming bass that really punches through the mix. On top of everything, clean hats and claps keep the tracks moving and groovy. The MAID of HONOUR album is the complete opposite of the gritty ICEMAN and stands out as the most upbeat, dance-heavy release in Drake's trilogy. While the first project is filled with aggression, this one is built for nightclubs and parties. The producers shifted the sound toward electronic music, Afrobeat, and dancehall. Instead of diss tracks, Drake delivers catchy bangers about his lifestyle, mixing them with his signature soft lyrics about his exes. The biggest highlights of the record are the features with Central Cee, Sexyy Red, and Popcaan, which make the vibe incredibly lively and perfect for summer. The Habibti album is the most intimate, melancholic, and shortest part of Drake's trilogy. While the previous releases were full of anger or club vibes, this one brings back the classic old Drake. The album's title translates to My Love. The beats are built around soft synthesizers, electric pianos, and acoustic guitar plucks. In lyrics, Drake dives deep into his personal life and relationships. To match this late-night atmosphere, he also brought in features PARTYNEXTDOOR and Qendresa. The standout track is Janice from the ICEMAN album, so let's make a beat with that exact same vibe and swag. The melody in Janice works like hypnosis. It's incredibly simple, repetitive, and uses just a few notes. The main trick here is a detuned, drifting pitch effect. The melody feels slightly stretched and out of tune, creating an anxious, psychedelic feel. Instead of the typical dense, fast patterns you usually hear in trap, the drums here are very sparse and open. The main focus is on a heavy, distinct clap that creates a slow, laid-back groove. The beat turned out really raw, with a massive, prominent bass that completely drives the track. For the main melody, we're going to use a lead from Serum. The melody needs to be simple, but still sound confident and groovy. Now for the main trick, to make the sound mysterious and give it that drifting feel. In Serum, we'll route an LFO to the pitch parameter. Adjust the rate and depth just a tiny bit. The sound will start to vibrate slightly, creating a subtle detune effect like an old cassette tape. I put Fruity Panomatic, an EQ, and some reverb on the master, and here's how it sounds. To keep the beat from getting boring and repetitive, let's add a background counter melody. For this, I'm going to take a clean, subtle bell sound. We'll lay down some sparse notes and definitely throw a delay. This will fill in the gaps and give it way more space. Gonna add a delay. Now, let's move on to the drums. The main thing about Drake's rhythm section is having a lot of open space, so we're keeping the kick and bass patterns very sparse. When those thick notes stretch out and fill up the entire low end, it instantly gives the beat a tense vibe. Let's add a delay so it doesn't clash with the kick, and we'll turn down the release. Now for the kick. Now, let's move on to the clap. In Drake's tracks, this element always sounds really hard and dominates the mix in terms of volume. To get that hard-hitting effect, we're gonna grab a tight snare with a very distinct high end. It's gonna cut straight through the mix every few bars, tying this dark and heavy rhythm all together. Next up is the hi-hat pattern. You don't need to overcomplicate it with crazy rolls, it's all about picking the right sounds. We want wide, open sounding hats with a clean, high end so they can cut through the mix and bring some fresh energy to that dark bass. We'll keep the main pattern pretty standard, but to add some dynamics, we'll drop a few extra quieter hats on the offbeats. And for the final touch, we've got the Vox to add some extra bounce to the beat. Add some reverb. And that's how the finished beat sounds with Drake's swag.